New resolutions and new beginnings. Area writers weigh in. Moose Lake's found sculpture artist Jennifer Zerback and original country music from Derek Heidela.
Funding for the playlist is provided by the citizens of Minnesota through the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
Music is in his blood. After touring with his dad on the country music circuit, Derek Heidela found his own brand of music. All the way from Two Harbors, please welcome Derek Heidela to the playlist.
I hate it when you say hello. I hate it when you say goodbye. I hate it when you give me that look with a million tears in your eyes. I hate it when you walk out the door. I hate it when you come back in. I hate it when you call me in the middle of the night, reminding me of my sins. I hate it when you say I love you, and I'm just trying to walk away. I hate it when you say I need you. You know I really don't feel the same. I hate it when I'm all alone. I hate it when I cry out loud. I hate it when you come up to me and all you wanna do is shout. I hate it when I go to sleep. I hate it when I just wake up. I hate it when I look in the mirror and all I ever see is us. I hate it that you said I do. I hate it that I did too. I hate it that it's always been, you know it's always been me and you. I hate it when you say I love you, and I'm just trying to walk away. I hate it when you say I need you. You know I really don't feel the same. I hate it when you say I'm sorry. And you tell me I'm throwing it all away. Oh, you tell me, you tell me, you tell me all the time. Yeah, you tell me I'm throwing it all away. Oh, you tell me, you tell me, you tell me every day. But I'm just trying to walk away. Say goodbye this time. You know I never meant to make you cry. Say goodbye this time. Goodbye. I hate it when I'm in your eyes. I hate it when I'm feeling scared. I hate it that I know you don't think I care. I hate it when you say hello. I hate it when you say goodbye. I hate it when you tear up. You know it always makes me cry. I hate it when you say hello, and I long for your goodbye. I hate the way that hurts, and I don't even understand why.
We'll get to hear more from Derek a bit later in the show, but now she paints without a brush and creates sculptures with driftwood and found materials. Jennifer Zerback approaches art as an extension of her world.
I was expecting my first child, and my mother-in-law sent me some puff paint, and I didn't know what puff paint was. I saw that it was non-toxic, and so I thought, hey, I can still paint. And I played with it, and I loved it. Puff paint has great colors and great texture. My name is Jennifer Zerback. I'm in Moose Lake, Minnesota. Today, I am painting and sculpting. For painting, it's all floral. It just comes natural. I have flower gardens and I just know the shape so well. For driftwood, I exclusively do animals. Generally with my driftwood pieces, I find one inspirational piece. So this would be the beginning of the horse's head. And it feels like a brush moving when I'm putting it down. There's the natural curve of a paint stroke. And when I'm out looking for driftwood, this is a treasure piece here because it's got a curve. And with any body, there are a lot of natural curves, so good piece. I'm just laying it all out, and eventually I'm going to adhere it all with glue. I like to use the driftwood as I find it. This was a neat find. This is actually part of a coconut tree, I believe. My mom and dad go to Florida every winter, and I was able to go a few years ago, and this is one of the pieces I found in Florida. The wood itself is organic, and I'm making organic shapes. So there's already a natural quality to it, and the curve and the grain, they all play into the pieces that I'm making. I'm not overthinking it. It just feels right, the places that I put it. So now that I've got the basic shape pretty much where I want it, I can still play with it a little. I'm ready to put a little glue down. I just put little dabs here and there until I'm ready to build it up more. If I mess up, I can just rip it apart, start over. This just gives me my general outline, and then I start filling it in after this. The driftwood is very fun. It's like being a kid again and putting a puzzle together, but the painting, driftwood has no color. And with painting, I love the control I have with, the lines, and the driftwood is, you've got to work with what you find. Life is too short. I really think that you've got to expand yourself as much as you can while you can.
Well, there are tricks to holding those sculptures together, and you can ask Jennifer in person during the Autumn Winds studio tour. Her studio and gallery is one of the stops between Moose Lake and Askov, and special thanks to Craig Blacklock for sharing his pictures of Jennifer painting. Now, new beginnings inspire artists of every ilk. The writers in the Zenith City are ready to share their tales, and Andy Bennett is here to fill us in. Andy, welcome to the playlist.
Thanks for having me.
It's nice to have you over and making time. Thank you.
Absolutely, happy to do it.
So tell us about this Zenith City Tales. What is that?
Sure. Well, it's basically a chance for local storytellers and writers to get up on stage in front of people that they may know or may not know in the area and read some of their material.
So literary reading or performance art?
It's kind of a little of both. Some people are going to be reading some fiction pieces. Some people are going to be reading more memoir. There may even be a poem or two. It's just sort of anything on the topic of new beginnings that local writers want to showcase.
For a writer, why is it important to bring your material out?
It's one of the best and almost only ways to really see how it's working with an audience, how it's affecting an audience. Every writer thinks that they're getting across a certain thing, and it's not until you have people you don't know, people who aren't your mother, read it and give an honest feedback or respond to it in an honest way that you really know if it's working.
Does it matter if it's not a performed, if it's not a play? I know you're a playwright, an actor, and you're involved in theater, but if it's not a piece that's designed necessarily to be presented that way, is it still important for someone to just write a short story and share it that way?
It may not be important to every writer, but it's important to myself and to the writers involved in the Xena City Tales. It's a very immediate way to get feedback.
And tell me a little bit about your process. I mean, you do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
I was teasing you a little bit earlier. Do you write disciplined every day?
I
Do you
try
write
to.
on deadline? What do you do?
Well, I do some of both. Some freelance magazine writing and things like that are on deadline, and you have to stick to a schedule. But I also try to plan it out in my day like it's any other job. It's the way to make sure you're getting it done.
And when is your time? Are you like a 9 to 11, gotta go? Or
I'm a morning person. I like to take the dog for a walk, have a cup of coffee, and then sit down and write for a while.
Okay. And inspiration, what subject matter is fair game for you?
Anything. Story ideas come from the weirdest places. Some of it is from my own true life, which is what I'll be doing at the Xena City Tales, but most of it I just make up because it sounds fun to me.
Cool. And you play with the language, which is always
Absolutely,
fun.
yeah.
Tell me about the other folks who are also reading and what
Yeah.
kind of work that they'll be presenting.
We've got a big, broad variety, and I already apologize in advance because I'm going to forget some of them, but just a selected few that I know more of their work. Lucy Amundsen is going to be reading some humorous essays. Paul Lundgren is going to be reading. Tom Isbell, who's a professor at UMD, is going to be reading the first chapter of his new fiction novel. So we've kind of got the whole gamut coming.
And music to back them up, or is this just come in, sit down,
You know,
relax? And
we're sort of figuring that out as we go, but I think we're going to just try to put the emphasis on the story.
okay. And do you think this will be a regular thing? I mean, this is at the Teatro.
Yep. We hope to make it a monthly event. As long as the audience is there to support it, we'll be there to do it.
Okay. And you have done other original readings. Didn't you do sponsor a playwright, kind of present your new work?
The Renegade Theater is doing an annual New Works Festival where we highlight local playwrights and then try to get the productions ready for actual full production.
And how many, Duluth is a town of 85,000 people. How many playwrights are out here?
That's a good question. I know we got over 20 submissions, so we were
That's
quite
awesome.
surprised, yeah.
And how did the folks who are going to be part of the Xena City, did you just put a call for entries out, or how did they find you?
Well, I hunted them down. I asked for recommendations from writers I know and people who I thought might be interested, and some people that we really wanted to get involved weren't able to this time, and hopefully they will next time. And it's going to be an ever-changing sort of group. But if people are interested, get in touch.
What a fun way to kind of exercise your writing and see what's coming around you.
Absolutely.
Now, I did ask you if you would be willing to read a little excerpt for us.
Absolutely.
Do you want to set up this at all?
Sure. This is the beginning of a larger essay that is about my summer as the mascot for the Duluth Superior Dukes. And the larger story includes being kicked in sensitive areas by young children and passing out on home plate in front of about 5,000 fans. And this is just the very, very beginning of it.
Okay. It's hard work, isn't it?
Being a mascot, it's
Yeah.
not a job I ever want to repeat. Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing a little bit of that journey.
Absolutely, happy to.
Yeah, and here is Andy Bennett with My Summer as a Mascot.
I had already spent one summer as Homer Hound, the mascot for Duluth's semi-pro baseball team, the Dukes, and it was just about time to start another season. Homer Hound was a giant furry dog with a papier-mâché head that had started to grow mold after 3 months of me pouring flop sweat into it. So I was a bit nervous when, in early April, I headed into the Duke's offices to try on the suit for the first time in over 6 months. There, in a back room, tucked between boxes of plastic nacho trays and jugs of popcorn oil, was Homer Hound. And he looked good. Whatever they had done to clean him during the off-season had worked. His furry arms and legs were no longer fluffy and tangled. His permanently wagging tongue had been painted a lovely, fresh shade of pink, and he no longer smelled like barf and sadness. I couldn't wait to get back in the suit. Only problem was, whatever they had done to clean the suit had also shrunk it. I pointed this out to my boss, and he mumbled something about how dry cleaning doesn't shrink fabric, but I was too busy tugging on the waist of my baseball pants to get a little more room in there. I assured him everything would stretch out in the next month or so between opening day, and asked him if our arrangement was still the same, $40 a game and all the free food I could eat. He paused for a moment, his eyes darting down to my stomach and then back up to me. Well, let's start out with free Powerade and go from there. We're trying to keep the food costs down this season. Hardball. Okay. Well, two can play that game. I would just have to show off my new dance moves to get those pretzels and hot dogs back on the bargaining table. No problem there. It was setting up to be another lovely summer at the ballpark. And then it happened. I got the call one typical Tuesday afternoon. It was a little over 2 weeks away from opening day, and I was in my room, practicing out a new routine I called the pre-game pump-up when my phone rang. It was my boss, the general manager. I could hear something was off in his voice as soon as I picked up, but I was wholly unprepared for the news. Homer Hound was dead.
When everyone had their head, finally, it was the best thing in the world. I am Eamon Hill, and I'm playing Trekkie Monster in Avenue Q. Tonight we're building puppets, and we're going to move on to hopefully stitch some heads onto bodies, and then we'll be dressing them and getting them ready to go. I know that we would not be where we are right now without the help of everyone. I would be drowning in puppets otherwise.
If I were to go back to college, think what a loser I'd be.
It's hilarious. The songs are fun and just well thought out, and there's a lot of touching moments beyond all the, the nonsense.
These kids are so much younger than me.
You can find more information on the playlist and links to theater, music, and arts events on our website, theplaylistonline.org. Please check us out on our Facebook page for updates and follow the playlist on Twitter. We welcome your suggestions. The artwork in our studio gallery tonight comes from Penny Perry. She's an independent artist and gallery owner with beautiful artwork to share. Besides her gallery on Superior Street, her work is currently hanging in the Zeitgeist Arts Cafe in downtown Duluth. And now, please welcome back Derek Heidela.
It's getting hard to breathe these days. Seems that God has packed and moved away. They say I'm hurting everyone, and everybody says I need to change. Don't tell me I'll be alright. You never had to live life through these eyes. There's two sides of every tale, but I choose to keep mine to myself this time. No, I will not fight. I'd only hit the wall. I will lay down. You can take it. Oh, you can take my pride, my faith, my heavy soul. 'Cause the devil's knocking on my door, and Jesus won't pick up the phone. I'm falling further in the dark, and all I'm seeing now are highway signs. Never thought it could get this cold. Only wish I could take back all this time. You can tell your spies and send your lies. Just take my life as retribution for you. Every demon in my head has made a home, and still I feel no shame tonight. No, I will not fight. I'll only hit the wall. I will lay down. You can take it. Oh, you can take my pride, my faith, my heavy soul. 'Cause the devil's knocking will not let you down. I will walk away. I will make a sound. You can take my pride, my faith, my heavy soul. 'Cause the devil's knocking on my door, and Jesus won't pick up the phone. No, I will not fight. I'd only hit the wall. I will lay down. You can take it all. You can take my pride, my faith, my heavy soul. 'Cause the devil's walking through my door, and Jesus disconnected his phone. Yes, the devil's living in my house, and I've got nowhere to go. Thank you.
Well done, sir. Very cool. And welcome to the playlist.
Thank you very much.
I know we have you under the hot lights and we're cooking you pretty good.
A little bit.
Yeah. So when did you know you were a songwriter? Tell me about this story.
I think I was 15. My dad showed me how to play guitar, and next thing you know, I was putting out songs.
So your dad had a little bit of a career in music. You want to fill us in on that?
Still does. Yeah, he's been playing country music all across the country for the last 30 years. So, yeah, he's my inspiration.
And what brand of country? We were talking, old-time classic country?
Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson.
And how about you?
A little Waylon. I like the Beatles and the Doors, though. They inspire me, too, so.
Are there country music people that you look up to now, or are you...
Now?
Yeah.
Shooter Jennings. Kind of the outlaw country still.
Yeah, very cool. This Texaco Showdown thing, you were in a talent search, country music talent search nationwide.
Yep.
And tell me about the experience.
It was fun. Made it through 4 steps, I think, and made it to the state final and didn't pass that, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Good experience.
It is. I mean, there's a lot of people out there making music.
Oh, yeah. A lot of talented people.
Yeah.
Even in our town. 2 Harbors, a lot of talented musicians.
So tell me who you play with on a regular basis and where could I hear you play?
Play with Jim Holbeck, Kurt Anderson, and Phil Ness. Check us out down at the Legion. We'll be there sometime soon, I'm sure.
And do you have a special name when you play as a group versus, Derek Heidela and the
Yes.
whatever, the Drifters or something?
When it's a 3-piece, it's a fish sandwich. And then when our guitar player gets back, it's Cervantes.
Okay. Well, really fun. That's very cool. And I know that you will be recording somewhere in the future.
Yep, in the near future.
Yeah. Well, thank you for so much for taking time.
Oh, thank you so much. It's
And
been
then-
awesome.
Yeah. You got one more song for us.
One more.
Cool. And as you make plans for your weekend, remember to go out and explore the arts and live music. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Derek, the floor is yours.
Thank you.
You know I hold your heart so close to mine. Sometimes I feel like we are one. But now the day has come and you'll soon be mine. And together we will be one. So please, girl, take my hand. I'm gonna love you till the end. And I know you'll understand that you're my everything. My everything. You know I used to dream of a girl like you. You were a fairy tale that came true. And now you made my life so beautiful. Every day now I thank the Lord for you. So please, girl, take my hand. I'm gonna love you to the end. And I know you'll understand that you're my everything. My everything. I'm gonna give you my love. My everything. I'm gonna fill you with everything. My everything. I'm gonna show you my love. My everything. I'm gonna show you everything. You know I used to dream of a girl like you. You were a fairy tale that came true. And now you made my life so beautiful. Every day now, I thank the Lord for you. So please, girl, take my hand. I'm gonna love you till the end. And I know you'll understand that you're my everything. My everything. Thank you.